Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Paramagurubhyo Namaha, Shri Parameshti Gurubhyo Namaha. Little continuation on that Shiva SANKALPA SUKTA. It so happens, senses, mind, chitta and buddhi, there are each one well connected. This is an observation I did yesterday, and some also earlier. I don't look into the time, which is in the right corner of my laptop. But 88182, my attention is drawn to that. Is it impression on chitta that 8 o'clock, my dear? Or is it buddhi telling me, if you continue without knowing that, none of them will be there from tomorrow from like now. You stop here. Is it buddhi is telling? Or by doing continuously that 8 o'clock business, 885, is it senses, the eye, look at what and sending signal to mind? All these questions arise. But the truth is, it is chitta. It is even this small thing gets stamped there, 8 o'clock. So it is not sense sending the message to mind. Chitta sends the mind direct to mind. Look, 8 o'clock, you tell. Then after that, mind is telling, your sense will be looking to, eyes will be looking to the time. And after 8 o'clock, 8:05, the intensity of mind talking to you reduces. Because it's a constant hammering on my mind that it is 8, already 1 hour over. You can't make people to sit, conclude it. That's how many times I miss. Of course, I will not miss it. Next day I'll commit that. What I wanted to conclude, I will not be able to conclude. This happens many times. This is the right time to explain you how this mind, intellect, chitta and senses are connected. You can't escape from that impressions. But now, the caller in the afternoon, and I also said, this I would have told in the evening itself yesterday, but I couldn't make it because time is up. It warns me, stop. Because we have concluded yesterday, during our meditation, during our mantra japa, etc., mantra yoga, we should keep that senses not to send any signals to mind, so that mind can concentrate on whatever dhyana or mantra. The question comes here, how to make that senses not to send? They are senses, they will not keep it. They are doing their job. This is one part. I continue. I take a pause here and take some other. Same thing, related, but whatever you listen, not only from me, like anybody, even during your conversation with your people, friends and relatives, we understand those things on the perception or dimension what our mind is working on, not on what I am telling. So the person wants to communicate something. The first thing one should do is get the people into the perception what he wants to communicate. Otherwise, you will be understanding my talk in your own perception. I just give an example to that. We were talking about yesterday, Sarthi and the horses, and also the chariot. We are comparing the body as the chariot, horses are sense, and the chariot is the mind. It is understood as sometimes, not in this group I'm telling you. This is when I spoke about this some time back, somebody. That person understood the body as the house, the chariot is the family, the person who handles the family is charioteer, and all the people in the family are the horses. The understanding is what to do if the charioteer cannot handle the horses. That perception. So, though it is told very clearly, I am talking about the body, mind, and senses. The perception goes to the family, the person who is handling the family, and the people want to follow directions. It goes there only. That means our impressions are so deep. This is just an example. So always we understand things in our perception. So the person who want to convey a message to you instill some wisdom. It is difficult if you have the different perception than. So the listener and the speaker both should understand the same perception. Then it is properly conveyed. Nothing wrong if the chariot is compared to family. Yes, nothing wrong. The person who handles it is a charioteer and the horses family members. Nothing wrong in it. It's also a good comparison. But that is not the perception which you are talking about. That's all. But that person applies immediately there, it's very close to his heart and mind. Hope you understand this. Now I'll come back. How do we manage the senses not directing the mind during our meditation? It's very important. If I don't tell that, all the exercise I did for nine days will be waste. I spoke about expansion of mind, and we understood how we should make the wisdom to command the mind, not chitta, and see that senses are not disturbing the mind. All that I told, and if I conclude with how to manage it, the senses, it will not be completed. But you should ask me also. You said such a big lecture, my dear, what is that I should do? Nobody asked me. You don't put questions. That's my problem. Very simple. Before we perform any puja in our houses, regularly also, we decorate the puja room. We put some flowers on the photos or small idols we have kept. And see that it gives a pleasant environment to us for doing puja. We also make some ghanta nada and all. Then we start our puja. All this is what? Direct in the senses to be there. So that don't go anywhere. You are here now, please. So also when they go to temples, there also the wonderful alankara made that in SUKTA sanctuary. We appreciate it. Oh, wonderful. SUKTA alankara. As if Devi is present here. So our eyes will be sending only that communication. What a wonderful alankara is made. So eyes will not say anything more than that. And you will be listening to the mantras chanted in the. So eyes are also engaged. And there is a wonderful, pleasant smell of sandalwood, dhupa, etc. So that even our nose is engaged in that particular situation. So we are able to concentrate on the puja going on there. The same thing can easily adopted during our meditation or during our mantra japa. Even that's the purpose of dhyana shloka also. Two things. We do it Dhyana Shloka very mechanically. During that Dhyana Shloka, even though it's formless, let's try to picturize that. So, in the process of chanting Dhyana, closing our eyes, our closed eyes will be drawing that picture of the whichever the god and goddess is. So, eyes have become busy drawing that, the image of the Dhyana Shloka explained there. Similarly, when we sit for mantra japa, I have a small instruction which all of us very comfortably follow. We have a mantra to be chanted. Right? No doubt. It is by hearted. We need not look at it and chant. So that you might have written that mantra somewhere before practicing. Let that what we wrote be running before our eyes, though it is closed. It is possible. Closing eyes, or we can imagine so many things. We can see many things. Closing our eyes. Yes or no? Anything you can see, which is seen by us earlier, before. And we close our eyes. Let eyes see the mantra running, as if you are reading it. So eyes are engaged in reading the mantra. So you are reading the mantra, no doubt. And let that sound be heard by ears. It is same practice. When you read something opening eyes, is it not you are looking at the script there? Is it not that we are listening to what I speak now? I am listening. When we concentrate on reading and listening, our eyes will be definitely, if not, we can't read if we are not concentrated there. And we chant loudly, my ears also will be hearing and listening to it. But it is not that it should be done. What is done, open eyes and making a sound, the same thing should be followed by closing eyes and chanting mantra mentally. Close eyes. Suppose now say Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpa Masta. According to me, that itself is a mantra, with its meaning also. Let my mind have only auspicious thoughts. By closing our eyes, can't we read Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpa Masta, written by us on paper? So the eyes are seeing that mantra written by us. And started chanting Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpa Masta internally. That sound is there. That sound is heard by the ears. So we have kept the eyes and ears engaged along with our mind during our mantra japa. The next is, I said, wonderful tasty smell coming from the kitchen. That's why in puja room he kept sugandha dhupa. Use a wonderful dhupa, very fragrant. So the nose will be engaged, enjoying that sugandha dhupa. It overtakes whatever the smell coming from the kitchen or elsewhere. I'm not joking. This is the way of making the senses be a part of our sadhana, not going anywhere. Then leftover is tongue and the skin, tongue. Tongue can get the saliva juice if it thinks of a dish. Otherwise, no. We will not talk. So that much we are not talking. So to that extent, one faculty of tongue is not there. Other faculty is taste. So the taste buds become active only when we think of a food which we like, relish, enjoy. That will not happen because when these three are there is no chance for the tongue to think of a dish and there get the saliva juice. And of course, the skin, there is nothing to touch. So skin is not that difficult panchendriya for us to manage. The most difficult panchendriya is eyes and ears, senses. They will be doing more harm. Then less harm is from nose, little less from tongue and little more less from the sparsha. By doing this, we cannot stop senses, please understand this. But the senses are engaged in the same thing where your mind is also engaged. Our mind is engaged in mantra japa. So intention is that our sense organ should not interfere and do something else. With this method, we make sense organs also engage in the same act of mind. So there is a more information coming from the mind, from the sense organs. As long as sense organs go on sending this, the chitta has no work. Yes. Other day I told you how chitta works. I see something. To know what it is, I'm seeing a bottle here. A particular medicine. Eyes are seeing it. To know that mind has sent the message that to chitta. What is this? Chitta tells with this impression. It is the what you call Listerine bottle. So unless our sense organs send the message to chitta, it will not respond. It will give the information on the storage, whatever it has got. But when I sending message to chitta also, the reading of my mantra, chitta will be cooperating with you. Chitta also has got the same mantra with that. So it will sync with you. They'll be telling you what it is. Chitta is not interfering with some other thing now. And also listening to the mantra. So ears are not disturbed. This is how. It's not controlling of sense, no. Or controlling of mind, not possible. You engage them. You engage them in the same way what we wanted to. So that the distraction is something else is reduced. That's why during the breathing practice, inhale and exhale, we are asked to observe the breath. Because when the mind is observing the breath, it is totally concentrated on that. So the sense organs will not disturb it. Directly mind. That's why we are doing pranayama before doing anything else. Acham pranayama must. So you first keep the mind to the particular thing, fixed there in what we are going to do. After fixing the problem is the sense organ starts influencing it, even though mind fixed on it. So engage them also in the same whatever we are doing. I'm doing mantra japa, so engage them. Same only, there only. This is way you can see that the sense organs cooperate with the mind. They don't distract the mind. Once the mind is not distracted, our mantra yoga or mantra yoga, dhyana yoga, everything does wonders. Sometimes you can try this. Who are doing the japa, if they don't remember what they wrote, to begin with a simple exercises before beginning mantra japa, you take that piece of paper where you wrote, read it for some time, close it, then close your eyes. So that is already going to your eyes. It will be reading it. Though you close the eyes, you can read it. Totally only read that, nothing else. So we are engaging the eyes to read that. You know one more thing, interesting. All the sacred texts, for example, Durga Saptashti, Lalita Sahasranam, they are very powerful mantras, I told you. It is said that we are not supposed to chant Lalita Sahasranam without seeing a book. Also Durga Saptashti without seeing the book. The purpose is you engage your eyes on that. If somebody wants to chant Lalita Sahasranama without seeing book, means see that, close your eyes and see the book. The purpose is engage your eyes on that, whatever you are reading, whatever you are chanting. It is said Durga Saptashti as well as the Sahasranama also shall not be chanted like that without seeing a book. It is there. The method of reciting is mentioned there. The purpose is same. Because you are chanting it loud. So also look at that. So your eyes are engaged in that. And you are making a sound and you listen to that. So also group chanting of same thing. You listen same thing from others also. The ears are engaged. Even Durga Saptashti Parayana also. It is done in groups. 2 people, 3 people will start. Even Rudra chanted in groups. Normally, only one fellow will not chant Rudra. For 2 reasons. It's difficult for one to chant because that swaras will go away. You can't stop it. So when you stop it, somebody will be chanting same thing, so it doesn't break. So minimum 2 is recommended for chanting Veda mantras, so that swara and chandas will not change. This is the best method of keeping our sense organs not disturbing us. Engage them there, that's it. The same thing, what the mind is doing, so that you can have a. Yesterday, same thing told you, our sense organs should not disturb our mind. And buddhi should guide it, not chitta. And sense organ disturb the mind sends signal to chitta, and it goes back. What is this? So know what happens. The sense organs also sending to mind same thing. The mantra you are doing. That same mantra message is gone to chitta, and it knows that what mantra you are chanting, same reply will come there. And there, because same thing is coming, thinking, the mind, intellect becomes wonderful. Intellect gives you the strength to concentrate. Even if you cannot do it for 1 hour, even 10 minutes is a wonderful thing if you can do it. So before that, the pranayama is definitely required. That's why before every mantra, pranayama is there. Achamya pranayama, without that there is no mantra at all. Why? You prepare the mind first with pranayama. Mind is ready to accept in your endeavor. I will support you. Mind tells. But when you start doing it, sense organs will not be quiet. They trouble us. So for them, you keep them engaged. The same line. That will be a wonderful thing.